Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, having a nice life. Now let's go to chapter 38. Srinagar, Ramdas defies Ram. The prolonged stay of Ramdas in Kashmir was causing anxiety to the friends in India, who were deluging him with their communications, urging him to leave the hills again for the plains. They were also sending wire upon wire. Jankinath and Amarnath were quite averse to his departure from Srinagar. They suggested that he should make his permanent residence in future in Kashmir and they would arrange for his stay near Hariparvat or Harwan. But he was becoming conscious of the pull down to the south from friends in Rawalpindi, United Provinces, Kathiawar, Bombay and southern districts. When he talked of quitting Srinagar, the devoted brothers would oppose the idea. With the best of motives, they sometimes convened at suppressing the correspondence from the friends in India, but they had to abandon this subterfuge when they found that it was of no avail. Now, Gopal Rao and his wife Girjabai Saraswats of Kanara, related to Mother Rukmabai, were in Srinagar. At this time, they had information about Ramdas and were very desirous of seeing him. Gopal Rao communicated with Amarnath Bakshi and expressed his longing to have Ramdas as his guest for some days. Amarnath concealed the contents of this letter from him, fearing that he would leave them on hearing of it. Meanwhile, Jankinath proposed to take him for the darshan of a Kashmiri sadhu living in a solitary spot outside Srinagar in the suburbs. The sadhu was said to have been observing a vow of silence for some years. He agreed at first to go with him, but halfway, Ram wanting him to turn back, he returned to the city in spite of pressure on the part of Jankinath and other friends. The same night, Amarnath, feeling that he could not any longer withhold the news of the letter from Gopal Rao, delivered the letter to him. Ramdas now decided. Jankinath, Ramdas said, Ram's will is that Ramdas should respond to the call from Gopal Rao instead of going out of the way to see a silent sadhu who was not eager to see him. So tomorrow morning he proceeds to Kandarbal, where Gopal Rao appears to be living in a houseboat and will spend some days in his company. It is his earnest desire and the love that he bears for Ramdas that has defeated your plan of visit to the silent sadhu. Jankinath, for whom separation from Ramdas was nothing short of a painful blow, was alarmed at the prospect. Similar were the feelings of Amarnath and Jankinath's two daughters, those models of purity, simplicity, and devotion. But Ramdas had to obey the command of his lord. The following morning, Ramdas stood up to depart for Gandharbal with Ramcharan Das as his companion. But Jankinath stationed himself in the doorway and said, Swamiji, I shall see how you would leave my house. I obstruct your express. You shall not go. I am your Ram. It is Ram's will that you should not leave me. Ramdas was now fired with a grim determination. He was not in a mood to brook any hindrance, however great. He spoke, and his words rang out in a measured and stern tone. Jankinath, Ramdas must go. He cannot be foiled. Even if Ram himself were to stand in his way, he would defy him and go. These words and the manner of their utterance made Jankinath understand that Ramdas was not to be trifled with. He cleared out of the way and agreed to his departure. He would have Ramdas go by Tonga, but the distance between only 11 miles, Ramdas preferred to walk. After breakfasting on milk and fruits, he took leave of Jankinath and his family. At about 11 o'clock noon, they arrived at the banks of the Sindhu river, where they found a number of houseboats. After a few minutes' search, Ramcharan Das discovered the particular houseboat occupied by Gopal Rao. Gopal Rao and his wife welcomed Ramdas with excessive joy. The houseboat, a barge with a neat, beautifully furnished dwelling place, consisted of 6 cabins and a small terrace over the front cabin. There were the drawing room, the dining room, 2 bedrooms, a storeroom, and a bath. Artistic curtains adorned the windows and carpets covered the floor. The boat was lit with electric lights. It was moored in a position on the river from where a charming view of the surrounding landscapes could be had. The Sindhu River, noted for its blue water of crystalline purity, was meandering slowly along. After a week's stay at this place, Gopal Rao arranged to have the houseboat moved to Gangribal at the foot of Sri Hill. Shankaracharya Hill in the Dal Lake. Gopal Rao and Girjabai were overflowing in their love and kindness to Ramdas. They were an ideal couple, fond of each other like a pair of doves, and unsophisticated, innocent, and playful like children. When the houseboat was being moved towards the Dal Lake by the sturdy Muslim boatman, Ramdas had an opportunity to have a quiet talk with Ramcharan Das. Ramdas said, "You must prepare yourself to part from Ramdas. He has shortly to leave for the plains, and he would not have you go down with him, leaving this blessed country. You may remain in Kashmir for some years. It is a suitable place for your sadhanas. When you are next seen by Ramdas, you must present a visage illuminate with the glow of self-realization and eyes filled with the vision of the infinite. Have full trust in God, who is in your heart, and He will look to all your conveniences and comforts during your residence in these cold regions." Once more, the boy who had attached himself to Ramdas evinced signs of perturbation at the idea of separation from Ramdas. He grumbled and fretted over it. Ramdas used all his powers of persuasion to convince him of the necessity for carrying out his suggestion, as it would tend ultimately to his own benefit. At last, he agreed to follow Ramdas' advice. A couple of days' halt in front of a temple in the Jhelum River